And we're back with another video from the Shoe on Head. I've been like so hardcore avoiding trying to like see streams and stuff that were like watching this and reacting to it, just because there were so many. Because a lot of my friends that I do watch are very much along the lines of same thoughts, same processes, and everything. And God, it was so hard because like I watched one friend, he popped up. I'm like, well, fuck, I gotta mute the tab for a little bit. Watched another streamer, had to mute that tab for a little bit. I'm like, fuck, dude. Come on. But now we have our Shoe on Head. I'm curious to see if she does another video pretty quickly after the Lindsay Clancy stuff, or it might take a little bit. I don't know. We've been graced with shoe consistency pretty well recently, and I'm appreciative of that. I think just because she's kind of gotten that drive back to do things, it's gotten to a point now where she's being seen. Excuse me. She's being seen. She's being heard. She's, you know, out there again, and especially on Twitter too. Like it's wild. Especially her responses that came up in the video that I reacted to last time, and it just gets to a point now where it's like you can see the growth and development of Shoe on Head over the years, and subsequently a lot of her followers and a lot of people like myself. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get right into this. Like I said, I've been actively avoiding this as much as I fucking can.
So my last video was about woke one, a new phrase coined by leftists and Democrats online that is being used to distance themselves from the terrible PR disaster that was the last few years for the left in America.
Yep.
Nancy Pelosi kneeling in full African garb to honor George Floyd. Why, that was just woke
George
one.
Floyd,
And how, in my opinion, that was not woke
name.
one. And how woke one actually started in like 2012, 2014 with Gamergate, Me Too, you know, Tumblr era feminism, the whole pre-Trump era wokeness, before it was even called woke. And I talked about how I don't want them to rewrite history and pretend this all started in like 2020. After uploading that video on Woke One, I thought I was free. That I would never have to hear the insufferable, delusional term Woke One ever again. I thought I could finally move on with my life. Yeah, I thought.
No.
What do you make of those controversial statements I'm sure you've seen? I mean, she's you know, the Thanksgiving dust up, abolish prisons, abolish police.
Francesca Hong has made clear her present stances to her.
I hate AOC. Originally, like, she came off as semi-intelligent, semi-relatable, but she's just gotten worse over the years. At this point, I'm waiting for a headline that she, like, ate somebody's face off at a congressional hearing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she's moved away from a lot
Right,
of that.
she's moved away from it. Of course, rhetoric in that time is not rhetoric that we would use today. I have a local city councilman that has this saying, woke one was crazy.
Yay!
Now, as an ex-AOC fangirl, I feel like I am well within my rights to say, not so fast, bitch. I watched these people go from anti-establishment, fighting the man, become the most preachy, buck-broken, neutered HR department Karens in real time. I remember when she broke away from the Bernie Sanders campaign after he dared go on Joe Rogan. I watched this all happen, and I held on. I held on for a long time. Many would say too long, in fact.
But
this clip of AOC talking about woke one really solidified how I've been feeling for the past few years. In this video, I will be responding to AOC trying to walk back woke one in what I can only assume is a desperate attempt to distance herself from the more crazy people in her movement before a future presidential run. Now, while politicians are out here trying to dodge accountability for things that they've said and done, the rest of us are out here figuring out how the fuck we're gonna afford anything. People are getting squeezed from every direction. Rent costs too much, groceries cost too much, everything costs too much. At this point, I'm scared to open my wallet because I know it's gonna be empty. Actually, that's not true. It's full of shit. Just random gift cards from 2011 that I've never used. I don't even know what half this stuff is. But thankfully, I have a product that can help with just that. So before we get into today's video, let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, Ridge. Ridge is known for creating premium minimalist wallets that can hold up to 12 cards and conveniently store your cash. They're made with RFID blocking technology, which protects you from wireless identity theft. One of the things I love about their products is
I
they
heard
come
somebody
in
say
so
something
many
about
different
Ridge.
designs. Their store features over 30 unique colors and styles. My favorite right now is the titanium purple. I love the sleek design and I love the very subtle purpley color. I think it's gorgeous. Another cool product that works well with the wallet is the Ridge Tracker Card. It's like an air tag in the shape of a credit card. You just put it right in your wallet, and if you ever lose your wallet, you can find its location right from your phone. Plus, it charges wirelessly and can last up to 5 months on a full charge. But Ridge isn't just focused on wallets anymore. They also created a very useful 5-in-1 power bank. It comes with MagSafe wireless charging and even a charging pad for your Apple Watch. Ridge has also created new 24-ounce water bottles. I've got the American traditional design. I love it. It's so cute. It's
Got some like
little
Ed Hardy
retro
vibe.
tattoos made from double-walled stainless steel. It keeps your drink nice and cold for hours. I'm taking a trip to Italy soon, and I'm definitely going to bring the water bottle and the wireless charger. These will come in handy. I think Ridge's products are great, but don't just take my word on it. Ridge has over 100,000 5-star reviews. And now they even have something extra special. This year, Ridge is hosting a massive sweepstakes, and this time 2 people can win. The winners get to choose from a Lamborghini Huracan Sterrato, a Hennessy Velociraptor, a Ford Bronco, or $100,000 in cash. The giveaway runs until
I'd take the
September 8th.
$100,000
There
in
are
cash.
tons of ways you can enter, but you can also just enter it for free. But if you want to boost
Pay
your
that debt
chances,
off.
every Ridge purchase gets you additional entries. So head over to ridge.com/shoe to check out their collection and enter the 2026 sweepstakes for free using my link. Big thanks to Ridge for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. And now, back to the video.
I will say, you should be getting yourself an RFID wallet because skimmers are still very prevalent. When I was working for the time, the amount of times people would have their cards skimmed at the store was ridiculous. And the fact of I would see transactions and have to dispute transactions for people and get them new cards because of skimming. So if you don't have one, at least get something like she has, and then a little infomercial there of like the little one where you can kind of like slide it into something or, you know, clip it on. Just because you don't know, people are walking by, they can easily snatch it out of it. Also look out for skimmers. Skimmers are still a very, very, very prevalent thing, especially on gas pumps. Specifically ones that are not actively attended to. So a lot of different gas stations. Anything that can be easily accessed by somebody. So I would say if you can, avoid any gas stations that close after a certain time but still run the pumps in the middle of the night for you to get gas. I don't know if that's still a thing. I remember it was a thing for a time. But that's something I would definitely recommend. Avoid those. Avoid the ones that are on the outsides. I know people don't want to get their cars dinged up, but that's the best thing I can recommend. Stay in, not out. Because those are the ones that are more common to have the skimmers on them. And if you have to, if you feel suspicious of it and paranoid about it, just give like the console like a little jiggle, and if it pops off and you see like the little skimmer thing, please take it inside. Please take it inside and give it to the actual cashier, because that's helping prevent other people from getting their cards skimmed. And I'd rather y'all not have to worry about, you know, having to get a new card, waiting for 3 to 5 business days depending on your card company and such, and then, you know, having to worry about somebody stealing it from the mail, because even the postal service was not infallible of that either. And if you have a Dropbox or anything along those lines outside of your house, please do it, or something that it can be secured in, because even with the FedEx delivery, you still have a chance of somebody porch pinching it and running off with it. That's coming from a former fraud analyst.
Now, before we get into the real meat of this, the real juicy, this is the politician AOC and the interviewer are talking about. Francesca Hong is a progressive DSA candidate who recently lost her primary. Francesca Hong has a few interesting tweets from 2020. Who among us does not? But most notably, one about wanting to cancel Thanksgiving. Cancel Thanksgiving. Should have done this in 1621. If it takes a worldwide pandemic for us to realize we should stop celebrating colonialism and the original super spreader event that killed indigenous folks and women, so be it. Please don't gather for the colonizer holiday. Please do wear a mask. I forget that people actually speak like this, and it's not just like some conservative parody of liberals.
One thing that they brought up as well was a post from you in 20.
It's also just the Twitter freaks that decide to post things. Please unfollow me if you follow so-and-so because they're a bigot, they're Nazi, they support AI. I can't be bothered. So go ahead and unfollow me, and if I find out that you're following somebody I don't like, I'm gonna block you. I have to fund police. I have to follow police. Fuck off.
2021, where you said Americans should cancel Thanksgiving, should have done this in 1621. Do you still believe that Thanksgiving should be canceled?
I'm a chef. Bringing folks around the table to share conversation and build community is always a good thing. But Thanksgiving is also a time that's incredibly painful for many people in our communities.
Don't get me wrong, I love the struggle session they're putting these candidates through, reading their old woke 1.0 tweets back at them. Like a dog that peed on the carpet. What is this?
What is this?
What is this?
Rub their face
But
in
the
it.
quotes and replies from like Democrats and leftists on this were even funnier. Is it so hard to just say, no, I do not want to cancel Thanksgiving? Even if you do want to, just lie? Why is she catering so hard to the fringe? Does she want to lose her election? Why can't she just lie? This woman is an optics nightmare. Just say no. Say it was a joke. Say it was woke one. Just lie, for fuck's sake. Just say no. Just lie, please. No, she shouldn't lie, and she's not trying to cater. This is what she truly believes. And the people should know exactly what she believes. She has talked about her half-white son, that he gives her a, quote, proximity to whiteness.
I wasn't always aware of the struggles of other communities of color because for me, assimilation always kind of took over. And so I did marry, my proximity to whiteness continues, right? My son is biracial. He's half white and half Korean.
I love the hesitation. She's like, I married my child is half white. She can't even like bring herself to say it. Activists in the streets.
You married a white man because Korean man did not appeal. It's fine. You're allowed to do that. I would honestly say interracial mixing is a good thing. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Colonized in the sheets. Many such cases. Also, Francesca Hong just like hates all holidays, apparently. This woman is straight up Grinch maxing. She's got a hate tweet for every fucking holiday, I swear to God. Except for Kwanzaa. Of course.
Of course, Kwanzaa.
Why would she hate Kwanzaa? When asked how her long-term vision of a world without prisons would work, Hong said, "What I know is attainable, and the policies that actually meet the urgency of the moment and understanding the realities of it means we have to ensure that we're funding our local governments, that we're bringing justice to victims." She added, "What may have been aspirational is not primary." What may have been aspirational. So it's still an aspiration. It's still a goal. It's just not the primary one. Interesting. Also, her opponent said this.
People try to call me the establishment. I look at that as a slur, particularly as an African-American candidate.
So, cancel Thanksgiving or establishment is a racist slur. Your Democratic Party, sir. Anyway, my point is, Francesca Hong's old tweets about defunding the police and whiteness and Thanksgiving, they were being all hand-waved away by AOC as just simply being woke one.
Woke one was crazy.
Woke one was crazy. But if you said woke one was crazy during woke one, you are a racist fascist Nazi. The citation
Yeah.
of woke 1.0
Apparently to
or
them.
woke 1 is now a common shorthand among parts of the online left to describe and distance themselves from what they view as a more dated or inconvenient aspects of the impassioned social justice activism they participated in during the late 2010s and early 2020s. In 2021, Chai Osi, campaigning for New York City Council, tweeted, "A cis white man should not be the next speaker of the council." When a critic of his on X unearthed that old post earlier this year, Osi, now a council member, gave a pithy response. Woke 1 was crazy. "We all got a bit crazy back then. We did some jello shots and got on the bar and took off our tops and burned the city down and got people fired from their jobs for having opinions Obama had 15 years ago." You can't spend like 10 years bullying people into the most retarded asocial political opinions under the coercion of social ostracization or getting fired from their job, then turn around and just be like, that just happened. My career for like a decade has been calling this out, has been trying to tell the left and the Democratic Party that this woke shit was toxic and would drive people away from them. And for 10 years, I was called a racist, sexist, pick-me, fascist, Nazi, every ist and ism under the sun. And now they're just conceding to that and acting like it never happened. And you just expect us to, what, move on? I've been like a dog chasing a car, and I finally got the car, and I don't know what to do with it. Like, first of all, why as a Democratic politician would you say this? You're basically saying like, yeah, MAGA was right, we were crazy. Like, okay, what else are they right about then? Even from like an AOC fan point of view, this just makes her look completely unserious and makes like the progressive movement look completely unserious, which it is. Why should anyone trust a politician who can get swept up in mass hysteria so easily? How can I trust that won't happen again? How can I trust in 5 years from now, you won't just call whatever it is you're advocating for now woke too and dismiss it as crazy? Free Palestine. Woke too was crazy. Like, what do you believe in? Could you imagine Republicans being like, January 6th one was crazy? Basically, I said this all on Twitter and people were like,
What gets me is the vote blue no matter who mentality that a lot of people have, especially if they do lean to the left or honestly are on the left. And it's a lot of realization because there were some aspects that I would have voted Democrat in prior elections just because the options that we had at the time were weird and I didn't appreciate some of them, which is kind of why like Obama even won in the first place, because you had a lot of fresh 18-year-olds, college kids that were then hitting it, and they didn't want somebody like Mitt Romney to be president. Which, I mean, if you want to equate that to nowadays, then I guess you could say Donald Trump is like Mitt Romney of back then. But even then, it's when you kind of pull back the lens of what the Democratic Party stands for and what they've done in terms of their policies over the last, say, 4 or 5 years, even with Trump in office and how much they've been screaming at the top of their lungs for things, it kind of opens your eyes and saying, wow, you're actually incredibly fucking racist. But they don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know that. That's why there was such a large turnout of Black, Hispanics, other people of color that voted for Trump, Asians, Koreans, Japanese, Chinese, all screaming the praise of Trump to the heavens. Again, I'm not a big fan of Trump's personality, but the man is getting results. It's unfortunate that we've had to do such a hard correction, mainly because there was so much that just keep piling up over the years to where now it's like you have to literally dig into the dirt and rip the roots out of the weeds. And it's abrasive. It's harsh, but that's how it needs to be. We're in the now overcorrection or correction phase of things. And yeah, again, there were certain points where I would have voted for Democrats, but even now I'm just like, yeah, you're showing that you're no better than you were in the 60s and 50s in terms of your policies. and now just trying to fluff it up a little bit with political correctness. To where I'm just like, I feel disgusted that I even thought of it that way. That you were actually for the people. When in actuality, you just want to keep everybody down and under your control. And especially how they present it on Twitter a lot of the times, it's coming off as borderline socialism and communism at that point, and they're just trying to get their grubby little fingers into everything.
Like, already making videos of it. AOC panics after shoe on head calls her. Like, that didn't even happen. Like, I don't think AOC even knows I exist. I love the thumbnail on this one. Shoe bitch slaps AOC. Who the fuck is this? Is that shoe bitch? Yes,
shoe bitch.
Infamous, notorious shoe bitch. Going around slapping women. Every time I log onto YouTube,
Become
I'm
part of the
destroying
slap-a-hoe
and slapping and
tribe.
finishing on people. If you didn't know who I was, you would think I was some, like, psychopathic rapist. And then you click on the video and it's just like, I posted a tweet. Anyway, back to the point. When a citizen changes their mind on something, that's totally normal, that's totally natural. Many things can happen in the span of years that can change your mind on something. It's perfectly normal to evolve and grow. And it's fine if you're a politician and you change your mind on something, but, and this is a big but, this is a fat ass. If you're a politician and you change your mind on something, I want to know exactly why you changed your mind. When you changed your mind. Be transparent. What about woke 1, really woke 2 in my opinion, don't you agree with anymore? Why didn't the interviewer ask AOC that question? Like, what was crazy about woke?
Because depending on the network, they softball the fuck out of things. And what, hold on, let's see, that was 12:34.
Woke
ABC. Okay.
1. Trans women are women. DEI, white privilege.
I need to see what
defund the
network it
police,
was.
the
I was
Green
like,
New
depending
Deal,
on
like,
which
what?
one.
What? Tell us. What? Tell the class. I've talked about this a few times in a few videos, but one example of me changing my mind, I was way more critical of the police back in like 2020, like borderline ACAB. I was also single, depressed, living in my parents' basement, smoking weed every day, but I'm sure that had nothing to do with it. I can tell you that moving from the suburbs to the city, taking public transportation, having a kid, seeing firsthand how bad things are and how bad things can get, actually experiencing the world outside of my bubble is what changed my mind on that topic and a whole bunch of other topics. So I want to know, AOC and other politicians, what about woke 1 do you disagree with now? What's sad is if this was like 5 years ago, I'd be like, hell yeah, AOC has finally seen the light. Woke is bad, so true. Now we can get real things done, comrade. But it's not 5 years ago. I'm a grown up now, and this is extremely pathetic. As a politician, you need to be transparent. I'm gonna bird hands at you. Be transparent. The people who act like we need to be apologizing for shit our ancestors did 400 years ago, acting like 2020 never happened. I'm not buying it, sorry. These issues were f***ing like existential to these people a few years ago, and I was just like, no big deal. It was just a phase, mom. I'm just a silly 30-year-old teenage politician. My concern isn't really that Democrats are admitting this stuff was wrong and deeply unpopular. My concern is I don't see anything preventing from that happening again. There's literally some assemblywoman in Brooklyn right now running on some woke 1-ass shit as
There's going to be a time where it continues to be things. Things are going to be heavily politicized. There's going to be disagreements. There's going to be people that virtue signal constantly about human rights and so on and so forth. It changes on the country. And if it's an American ally, they already fucking hate them.
we speak, talking about how stealing should be legal, actually. No one should be arrested, much less jailed, for stealing a tube of toothpaste. Incarceration separates people from their jobs, support service, and loved ones. It perpetuates a cycle of poverty and crime, no matter how much fear-mongering the right-wing media does.
You know what also scares people away from stealing? Getting fucking arrested. Dear God. This is coming from somebody that actually, like, you know, did get arrested for shoplifting back in the day. Yeah, I was stupid. But also, I was under 25 years old. And we were struggling. There's a note of struggle that comes whenever you're actually stealing things. Is it right? Absolutely not. You should not be stealing shit from stores or whatever. You should not be stealing. If you get caught, you deserve the consequences. Thankfully, the judge saw it was a first-time offense, and it was a minimal one at that. And I actually was able to get an attorney to help with that, to where things that were being stolen were considered necessities. And it's funny because Walmart, yeah, it was fucking Walmart, that they tried to come after me again. And my lawyer literally told them, we're not doing double jeopardy. This was already thrown out. You can't do that. It's one of several reasons why I don't shop at Walmart anymore. That and just, it's honestly fucking disgusting. And you see the people at Walmart type shit all the time. And even the last time we had to go to the store, we were just happened to be out in the area. I wanted to pick up some stuff anyways. And even then, I'm like, I feel gross being here. I hate being at Walmart. I hate shopping at Walmart. I'd rather go to my local grocery stores that are to like my area or my state. I would much rather go there or in Aldi's than go shop at Walmart for anything. And if I have to get clothes, I'd rather order them off of Amazon. Or if I have to get something from Walmart, I'd rather order it from Walmart and it basically be the same thing that I would get beforehand. I hate walking into Walmart. I hate it so fucking much.
These people aren't stealing toothpaste because they have to brush their teeth. These people are stealing things in bulk to sell on Facebook Marketplace. We have food banks, food stamps, charity for poor people who can't actually afford toothpaste. If I could go back in time and tell myself one thing.
But don't forget, Shu, people abuse the fuck out of food stamps. They sell food stamps. Even the last time I applied for food stamps. The amount of questions I had to answer about selling food stamps for either supplies or illicit substances was ridiculous. And the fact is, I knew plenty of bitches that actually I worked with that probably shouldn't have gotten food stamps because they made too much fucking money at the time, but were selling it. They were selling it so they could get their hair done, they can get their nails done, or they could get a fucking ounce or whatever of weed every fucking week. It's a thing. I'm sorry to say, it happens all the time, especially in corporate settings, and especially if you're pulling people from the city. It happens. Do I agree it should happen? Absolutely the fuck not. I feel like you should be arrested and you should be reported for it. Get your priorities straight.
It would be, criminals are not Aladdin. Criminals are not Aladdin. Criminals are not Aladdin! And it would make everyone's lives incredibly easier if there was actually some deterrent against crime. Yes. Otherwise, what's the point? Why should anyone go to work and spend their hard-earned money when we can just steal? Crime is legal now. Laws. Drunk driving is not illegal on stolen land. I don't think they understand just how incomprehensible some of their worldview actually is.
So if my daughter is assaulted and raped, is there any agency that would seek to find her assailant and bring him to justice?
Of course, yeah, of course.
What would it be if not police, and where would he be if not a jail?
So I guess I really want to avoid getting kind of caught into these hypotheticals and talk more about the reality that we're actually facing right now.
How is that a hypothetical when your rapist and assaulter should be thrown into prison, should be arrested by cops? That's not a hypothetical situation when it's a consistent issue that we have on a daily basis. Does the police force need to have some adjustments? Yes. Do federal officers need some adjustment in terms of being critical of what they're doing for their job? Yes. They should. There needs to be a revisory. You can't say and equate all cops are bad cops. It's the fucking ACAB argument back in the day was fucking ridiculous because I had plenty of cop friends. I still have cop friends. And honestly, watching all the cop slop videos, you can kind of see where some of them might be a bad cop, but also people be fucking crazy, dude. You got people that aren't even Florida man that are doing some fuck shit. And it's like, I don't understand the psychosis anymore. I really fucking don't.
Which is that we're spending in absolutely outrageous amounts of money on police and policing.
What hypothetical? That's the entire idea. That's the entire policy, and you can't explain it? Abolish prisons. Where do the bad people go? I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. In a functioning society, people like that would be forced to dig ditches in a work camp forever. Useless. Sorry, I'm chutting out so hard in this video. I'm in my luteal phase. I have a fucking pimple. I have a pimple. For the first time in like 15 years, I'm stressing out so hard. What the f***? Anyway, despite the Republicans completely dropping the ball right before midterms, surprise! War in the Middle East forever! The sudden walk back about woke one clearly shows the Democrats are still struggling with PR. If only there was some sort of left-wing Joe Rogan.
People think I'm the king of Woke 1.0, that I was Mr. Radlib, right? I never was. I have a pretty open mind to unlimited progress.
Bullshit.
But I also understand how people operate. Like I never did the Latinx thing. Like I have been dark woke before dark woke was invented. Like this is the headquarters of dark woke.
Not the dude who called me emo, calling himself dark woke. What the actual f*** is dark woke?
What is dark woke? Dark woke is just... Democrats are just as woke as we were in Woke 1.0. The messaging is what's important. It is aggressive.
The entire idea of dark woke seems to be that regular woke was too polite and too wholesome.
Dark woke for me is we are fighting for good and for equality and for social justice for everybody, but we don't mind saying F you.
Dark woke.
Dark woke is literally just taking what you were saying and amplifying it to 1,000% times that, to a point where you go completely mask off and unfiltered finally. So now we get to see who the fuck you actually are. Granted, still edgy as fuck takes that really don't deserve a fucking place. They don't deserve a place in the world.
Get it? It's like woke, but we're mean. You already are mean! That's why people hated you!
Yep.
You're finger-wagging, morally righteous woke scolds. The problem was never that the left was insufficiently mean online. God forbid someone say the wrong word, liked the wrong tweet, or failed to participate in the latest virtue signal humiliation ritual. And I'm sorry, can we just go back to that Hassan clip real quick?
I have a pretty open mind to unlimited progress.
What the does unlimited progress mean? Considering these guys think progress is like a literal linear line where just more and more people get rights. So like what the does that mean? Pedophile rights, zoophile rights? What unlimited progress are we talking about here, buddy? Because that sounds pretty woke to me. We did so much progress to the gender discussion. We somehow looped back around to little boys liking pink means they're gay. But wokely, no son of mine is gonna play with Barbies. That must mean he's a girl. You people are lost in the sauce.
Mandami's aide, his top aide, Sia Weaver, said if you don't believe in the government's sacred right to seize property, it's over. And impoverish the white middle class.
Beast mode. I love her so much. One of the things about Zoran is that the people surrounding him oftentimes are so much cooler than he is.
I like how in the video where he defends himself from people criticizing that clip, he's like, guys, come on, it was just a joke, guys, come on. In the description of that video, he's like, anti-white racism, which doesn't exist. Definitely not woke one. All right, buddy. Sorry. It's so hard not to just make the entire video clowning on that goofball. Like, bro was in a suit at a pool party. The man is a cartoon character. I don't want to make videos about Hassan Piker, but you can't fucking escape him nowadays because the media won't shut the fuck up about him. Fox News is just hyper-focusing on him every single day to go after the Democrats because I guess they have nothing else. And then the response to all the Hassan stuff coming out on the right, coming out on Fox News, is then like left-wing journalists making more puff pieces, taking more photo shoots of Hassan in his mansion, and all these outlets calling him like a terrorist and a communist just makes him sound way more important and like way cooler than he actually is. Nothing hurts this dude more than reminding him that he is literally just a Twitch streamer. I don't want the focus of American politics to center around a f***ing Twitch streamer. Like, I don't understand the media's obsession with this guy, but at the same time, I don't think Hassan is the best wagon to hitch yourself to if you're the Democratic Party. There are other internet celebrities on the left you could do that with. Like, God, the left really has nobody. No, he's a sex pest. No, she's a sex pest. Damn it. I don't know. There's gotta be someone with way less baggage than Hassan Piker. Like, why don't you hitch your wagon to someone like that? Instead of Hassan, who, every time he's rightfully criticized, hides behind how he just wants to give us health care.
Death to the West! Let the streets run with their capitalist blood!
Whoa, you're making us look bad.
Oh, I'm just a little healthcare boy! You wouldn't criticize a little healthcare boy now, would you?
I don't care anymore. I wash my hands of this. There's gonna be like 25 videos uploaded after this, like, shoe on head bends Hassan over and f***s and f***s and f***s. Like, great. Can't wait. Remember that big study we talked about that was done?
Shoe on head dunks on his son, bends him over, makes him take it from behind. It's over. Hassan got mogged. Again.
After the Democrats lost the election, that showed the most popular Democrat positions were things related to economic issues, and the least popular policies were things like abolishing the police, abolishing prisons, and like open border policies. People don't f***ing want to abolish the police. They do not want to abolish prisons. They don't want to talk about whiteness or whatever the f***. Talk to actual workers about them. Like, talk to actual blue-collar workers. They hate this shit. And they hate you. They hate you because you suck, but they also hate you because you hate them. Like I said 500 billion times before, more people would be on board with what the left was saying, or at least like sit down and listen to you, if you dropped the gay race Marxist bullshit. How do I know this? The DSA and the left and the Democrats, they have to distance themselves from the goofy, destructive, identity politics, asocial bullshit. And in order to do that...
And like, if we want to give a prime example of just like the political, Marxist, racist bullshit, again, in more recent times, how are you okay, especially for Kamala Harris, how are you going to make your whole campaign based around race, identity politics, and then have rappers and musicians at your rallies twerking as if that's going to get the popular vote? It'll get the dumb a vote. And also, you absolutely can be racist toward white people. You can. Black people can be racist. Mexicans can be racist. Puerto Ricans can be racist as well. Asian people, Japanese, Korean, Taiwanese, they can be racist toward white people. It's a thing. If you're going to sit there and try to say, well, the whites did this, their great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents did. Not the current modern day. If you want to keep racism alive, this is going to fucking do it. Is the fact that we can't be a unified front as a people, regardless of your skin color. It's not that hard of a concept.
That you actually have to mean it, not just laugh it off. But I don't think they can, because this stuff is just so deeply ingrained in socially progressive politics. A lot of this stuff isn't woke one. It's just part of dismantling whiteness and the patriarchy, destroying hierarchies, subverting norms, or whatever the f***. That cancel Thanksgiving tweet wasn't just some like silly haha woke one bullshit. But you know, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is what I've been asking for a decade. Maybe this is a new era for the Democrats. Could AOC actually have changed her mind?
No.
Yes, it's totally possible, yes. AOC and I are like the same age. She's like a year older than me. She's still pretty young. 35 is young, right? It's not impossible that in her time being
I'm sorry to say
politician,
she were ancient.
her mind has changed on a few things. But it lines up suspiciously well with a run for president in 2028. So forgive me if I'm a little bit skeptical. I see a lot of Republicans online like, do it, AOC, run for president. Don't get too cocky. You may be surprised. The American people are an enigma, and we might see a pretty big pendulum swing. As hard as it is for some hyper-partisan brained people to hear, not everyone voting for these DSA candidates are like crazy commies or something. Just like not everyone who voted for MAGA in 2016 when Trump promised to bring jobs back and he will remember the forgotten man and whatever. Those people weren't Nazis. When people can't afford a house, a car, to get married, to have kids, you cannot be shocked when they start looking for options outside of the establishment. Huey Long, one of my favorite politicians, believed that if people had their needs met and were content and happy and had jobs and could feed their families, communism or fascism would never come to America because people would have no reason reason to revolt or want those things. They would be happy with what they had. He believed that extreme economic inequality created political instability. And as the economy continues to go to shit and wages don't increase, and retards like Dan Crenshaw respond to these issues with basically let them eat raw.
Just hearing about this dumb $20 burrito debate, so just thought I'd make the losers on social media angry before going to bed. Stop whining, get a job, eat ramen, like the rest of us did in college on a budget with 4 roommates. The market doesn't care what you think something should cost. Only communists care. They set prices, remember? Then everyone starves, remember? Are you a communist? Are you an American adult male capable of handling his own shit? And then community note. Dan Crenshaw criticized the Biden administration for telling Americans to change dietary habits to lower their grocery bills. He's also has a history of inside trading stocks while in Congress, allegedly. It's the fact that we have to eat ramen in the first place. Like shit, last time I went shopping, I bought ramen just so I had something as like a quick fix food. And it's cheap. I think they dropped it down to like 25 cents a pack. So yeah, I'm gonna buy the fucking ramen as a 34-year-old full-time worker now again. Because it's cheap. And maybe occasionally splurge on like a $20 meal deal or something with pizza. So I have leftovers for the next day or two. We're still in a situation where people can't actively afford things, let alone save money. Unless if you're making decent money. Like, when you have jobs that are still paying below minimum wage in some states, or equate to minimum wage, but they don't want to say it's a minimum wage, there's an issue. If people can't make the money to make themselves comfortable, it's a fucking problem. So that's why people are pushing to go into the communist Marxist sort of way of thinking, is so that the government can take care of them, provide them everything that they need so they don't have to worry about it. And I've always had the stance of both communism and Marxism is good in theory, not in practice. Mainly because of the human nature of things, how people can be greedy, and how the upper class will then basically starve the working class to a point where you're now indentured servants, you're slaves to the upper class. So you're just turning around and going back to, pre-abolished slavery time. Except now it's everybody. Doesn't matter your skin color. You're just a stupid, useful fucking idiot that wanted this in the first place. Woo! Sale clap!
Ramen, we are going to see people moving to all different directions on the political spectrum. Personally, until there's a Democratic Party that isn't prisoner to identity politics or isn't completely cucked by race grievance, I'm not a Democrat. And until there's a Republican Party that actually cares about workers and isn't completely cucked to a certain foreign country, I'm not a Republican. I'm trying to look like Hassan. I look like a femboy. Wait, hold on.
Hi, my name is Sock.
I look like I would be groomed on Discord.
You would. Oh my
All right, I
god.
need to get out of this. I need to get out of this. In conclusion, I do not like seeing politicians run from accountability. I like transparency. If you change your mind on something, tell me why. This woke 1, woke 2 is a headache. I am done with it. What do you guys think? Do you guys think there's a chance AOC is being genuine? Are you willing to believe politicians who have said they've changed their mind on things?
No.
Have you changed your mind?
Yes.
On things since like 2020?
Yes.
So what? If you like this video, please subscribe, and if you can, please consider donating to my Patreon, link down below. All patrons get every single video a day early with no censors, no bleeps, totally raw. Also, I'm doing Patreon only live streams now. I'm planning the next one very soon, so I would love to see you guys there. And for everybody else, I will see you guys soon with a new video. Bye!
And because I got screamed at for not screamed at, but like still had comments in the last video that I did cheat a little bloop there.
I'm not here to educate you.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of things that have changed even in the last like 6 years at this point. If we want to look at like 2020 at COVID hitting, like I can give you a specific timeline of everything that's happened in the last 6 years thanks to COVID. And it's just wild. And especially because of COVID and people being locked in their houses, they've gone so fucking crazy that majority of them don't know how to interact with people. Like, I kid you not, now working back in retail more or less, people don't know how to have a conversation. People don't know how to act normal. So you see like the reserved kind of head down looking down at the floor type people a lot more than you used to where you basically have to treat them like a scared animal. Like, it's okay, buddy. Hi, how are you? Are you okay? Can I get you anything? What are you looking for? Can I help you out? Like, the social aspect of things has become so bizarre. So if you never actually had a job where you had to do front-facing service, it's wild to see how everything has degraded to a point of you have to accommodate for people now. And I'm glad I work with a Gen Xer that don't give a fuck. And we'll clock you real quick. But until the next one, we'll see if we find more craziness.
I'm a smart